What's going on, guys? It's Patrick here. Welcome back to the channel, and today, guys, we are going to be ranking every single gun in Fortnite from worst to best. Now, in the past, I've done top 10 worst and best lists for individual weapons, but what I wanted to do today is look at every single weapon, including every single tier of that weapon, and rank them accordingly. So we're gonna be going from 1 at the very worst of weapons all the way up to the best, coming in at number 50. Now, before I do get into it, guys, I just wanna mention that I'm actually running a Christmas giveaway for subscribers right now for free V-Bucks. So if you wanna be entered in to win that, all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel. Obviously, you have to be a subscriber, and then just leave a like and comment down below what your favorite gun in all of Fortnite is. But anyways, guys, let's do this. This is ranking every single gun in Fortnite. So coming in at our number 1 spot, I guess we're not gonna do that for this video. We have what is the worst gun in all of Fortnite. This is the number 1 most trash weapon in the entire game, and we're gonna start things off with the submachine gun, just the basic white submachine gun. Low damage, poor accuracy, and even worse range makes this thing just an absolute nightmare to get at the start of the game. Now, I should also mention that we're going to have 5 tiers throughout this video, so this is going to be the tier of trash weapons that we're going through right now. These are guns that you might get a kill with at the start of the game, you're never gonna use it in late game, and overall, you just don't really wanna get this thing. Moving on to our next spot, we have the common revolver, and I said this on my first video, and I'll say it again. This thing is absolutely garbage. It's not good close range, it's not good long range, it's all right at this sort of awkwardly weird range if they have less than 50 health. Overall though, I'm sticking to it. The revolver is trash, let's move on. From here we have the green and blue submachine gun. I mean, only a slight improvement from absolute shit, so like 98% shit, a little bit of corn left in there, but still absolute trash. And yeah, I don't think anyone likes submachine guns. Next up, we have the common burst. Now, this is a gun that I am a huge hater on. I don't like this thing. I think it's very bad, but it's the first gun on this list that is not like instant death. I mean, if you run into anyone with a shotgun, an assault rifle, a sniper, realistically anything besides the other 4 things we've gone over, you're dead, but not as bad as the previous ones. Moving on, we have the semi-auto pistol. I mean, not much to say here. It's all right if you land your shots and are really good with it, but you know, nothing special. Now, our next gun is the tactical SMG. I don't understand why in Fortnite we have to have 2 copies of a shit weapon, and then they added in a 3rd, which is the suppressed, but I don't know. I mean, the tactical SMG is slightly better. I don't get excited over this thing, though. Does anybody? Now, our next gun is the uncommon revolver. I mean, a little bit better than the normal one. You know, it's got a little bit more headshot damage, a little bit better accuracy. Overall, I would probably say a Joseph Stalin out of 10. Which brings us to our first gun on this list that I'm actually okay with, and it is the suppressed SMG. Not a very great weapon. It'll get the job done, and at least you do it silently. Which moves us on to the uncommon pistol. I mean, pretty much the same as a common pistol, just uncommon. Now, coming in at our number 2 best spot in the trash tier, this is going to be the blue or rare tactical SMG. I mean, still very bad, but you know, it does 1 extra point of damage compared to the predecessor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our number 1 spot in our trash tier of weapons is going to be the blue revolver. Now, if there's one thing that the revolver has taught me throughout months of playing Fortnite is that just because it's blue doesn't mean it's good. All right, so now we're gonna move into our meh weapon tiers, which aren't like great guns, but aren't necessarily bad. It's just like starting weapons that, you know, if you get it, you're gonna be able to get kills, but it's not something you're gonna be wanting to use towards the mid and end game roles. So the first weapon that we have is the rare or blue semi-auto pistol. And honestly, I think this is a fine weapon, you know. I see it, I'm like, yeah, I'll rock it at the start of the game, get a few kills if I have to, but it's certainly not something that I'm gonna be using long term. Now, the next gun that we have is the purple tactical SMG, which only serves 1 purpose in Fortnite, and that's actually confusing players into thinking that they saw a SCAR. Nope, sorry, not even a tactical shotgun, it's a tactical SMG. Yeah, feels bad, man. Next up, we have the uncommon silenced SMG. I mean, not that bad. I'll rock it at the start of the game, but it's not something I'm using long term. Which then brings us to the rare silenced SMG. I feel like there's not really a big difference between these 2 guns. Again, the only thing that this serves a purpose for me is thinking that it's a blue M16, and then I get closer and realize it's not, and I get sad. Now, moving on to a weapon that we have not seen on this list before, we have the blue followed by the purple scoped AR. The only time that this weapon really serves a purpose is when you're out of any other long-range weapon and you need something with a scope. They're just not very good, but at the same time, I mean, it's better to have in a long-range encounter than no scoped weapon at all. Other than that, though, they're just absolute poop. Next up, we have the uncommon assault rifle, the classic M16, an overall solid gun, kind of your baseline starting weapon. You know, you're not going to win if you go up against a gold scar, but at the same time, you're going to be able to take most people out at the start of a game. Now, our next and second last gun for the meh weapons is going to be the green burst assault rifle. Fairly accurate, land some shots, get some damage done, but not something that I'm going to want to use in the late game. And our final gun on the meh weapon tier is going to be the green tactical shotgun. I mean, baseline, all right, gets the job done. Nothing crazy, but you know, you can get some kills early game and continue on to get better stuff. Overall, I'm a big fan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving into the good weapon tiers. These are guns that are fine realistically through the end of the game. Not something you necessarily want, but stuff that you can use and get a lot of kills with. So the first and lowest placing gun of the good tier is going to be the pump shotgun. The pump has grown in popularity a lot over the last month due to players using it in invitationals, and overall, I mean, you get headshots with this thing, like, it's just devastating. Over 200 damage for a headshot with a common weapon is just absolutely amazing, and I really like the pump. Next up, we have the green M16. Overall, I think a very good gun. It's got accuracy, it's got a little more damage than the white, and something that I will use into the late game if I have to. Now, the next weapon that we have are actually grenades, which I think are one of the better things to have in Fortnite, assuming you don't have any other explosives. They're not going to replace any real launchers, but it's a great substitute for those at the start of a game when you're just taking down little bases. Our next gun is the blue tactical shotgun. Overall, good at killing people, better with headshots, and I'm a fan. Followed by the epic and legendary semi-auto snipers. Now, these guns are fine. I mean, they land shots, they do damage, they hurt people, you know, and stuff like that, but I've always felt like the semi is not up to tier with the bolt action, and although it's good, you're always looking for that bolt. So, you know, the semi's all right. Which brings us to a gun that I'm a huge fan of, guys, and this is the blue burst assault rifle. This is really the only tier of the burst rifle that I'm a fan of, but I absolutely love this thing. I mean, it's just got great accuracy, higher damage, and overall, I get pretty excited when I find this thing. Now, our next and second last gun on the good weapons list is the pump shotgun uncommon. And honestly, I think there's an argument that this could be in the great weapons tier. That being said, I'm placing it here just because I know not everybody is good with it. If you're really good with this thing, you can absolutely devastate people, but there is definitely a learning curve to it, which is why I'm just gonna place it at the bottom of the good tier weapons. And ladies and gentlemen, the best gun in our good weapons tier is going to be the blue bolt action sniper. 105 damage, what more can you ask for? Now, ladies and gentlemen, the first of our 9 great tier weapons is going to be the purple tactical shotgun. Again, just a little bit of a step up from the rare. Overall, very solid gun, lands shots, kills people. I prefer the pump, but I know most people like the epic, so that's why it lands in at great. Moving on, we have the rare or blue M16, one of my favorite guns in the entire game. I think I like this more than the purple scar. Accurate, deadly, absolutely amazing. Which brings us to the grenade launchers, and I wasn't really sure how to sort these out, so what I wanted to do is literally just go boom, boom, boom. We have first the rare, then the epic, and then the legendary, all placing in a row for the grenade launchers. Snowball launcher, whatever you want to call it, these things are great. Their best use is obviously for taking down forts, but realistically, you can do a lot of damage to players as well with this thing, as it does over 105 damage, so honestly, what more can you ask for? They're freaking grenade launchers. Now, our next gun is going to be the epic scar. I think this is a weapon that everybody gets excited about when you see it. I mean, like I said, kind of prefer the M16 just due to my playstyle, but there's no denying that the scar is amazing. It's got very high damage, a very high headshot multiplier, and when you get that scar, you know that things are about to heat up. Now, our next gun, guys, is going to be the highest ranked rare weapon, or blue, and it's the rocket launcher. The thing with the rocket launcher, and the reason that it places so high, is like there's no gun that is as overpowered at the start of a game than a rocket launcher. There's just like no chance in a close range encounter. You just shoot it at their feet and they're dead, and that's it. It's just not even fair how good this thing is. Now, our second last gun of the great weapons tier is going to be the epic bolt action. A little more damage, a little better accuracy. That's all you need, man. Again, the snipers are just on point. Which, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the best of the great weapons tier, and it is going to be the epic rocket launcher. More damage, that's really affiliate just does more damage than the other one, I'll take it. But ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the top 3. And do you know what this is? This is the God tier weapons list. And I just gotta be honest, I've made so many videos on this, and I think it's a 3-way tie between the legendary Scar, the legendary bolt action, and the legendary rocket launcher. And this is my reasoning as to why I'm putting them in at a tie. A noob can use a rocket launcher fairly easily and better than a Scar or a bolt action. An average player can use a Scar just as good as they can use an RPG, but not as good as a bolt action. And a God tier player is going to absolutely devastate with all 3, but specifically the legendary bolt action is going to be their best weapon. So you give the best player all 3 of these guns, they're gonna do best probably with the sniper. But not every player is an Avery, so you know, I think overall, it really depends on your skill level and your playstyle. A rocket launcher or a Scar at the start of the game is gonna do a lot better than a bolt action might, but still, it depends on the scenario and it depends on the skill level. Anyways though guys, that is going to be our video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank you for sticking all the way through. Again, we are running a giveaway for 2,500 V-Bucks, so if you want to be entered in to win that, so just make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and then just leave a like and comment down below what your favorite gun in all of Fortnite is. Anyways though guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you later. Peace out, you freaking nerds.